gets a free kill there. Didn't even have hookshot there for that kill. And the cogs just stop Lina so much because you really can't destroy the cogs in time before you die. You kind of weak in that sense. So yeah, Fen having to do the walk of shame back to the lanes sucks a bit.
Yeah, all those animations a bit too long. Battery assault proves to be super, super valuable versus you. Yeah, it's not a fun time. Not a very fun match to play as the Lina. At the very least, a good rotation from the Wyvern, making sure that they're not unable to secure too much tower damage, or really any tower damage at all. It's actually Krelat will go ahead and pop the Metamorphosis down the bottom. Does not want to tank for the wagon. Palantimos is coming with the first Chrono. It's going to be placed down. Where's the follow-up damage, though? Big Num is not level 6. The Ghost Tech has walked into it, but Krelat also not up to level 6. It will be finished off by the Breathe Fire of Ghost Tech. Astral tried to get in there with the Cogs to save his mate. Unfortunately, he will also find himself perishing to the hands of Palantimos. Setting it up a 2-0 trade. Palantimos is just going to surprise him with a little bit earlier than anticipated rotation.
This is what I was expecting from Terrorblade the whole game. just these constant deaths, honestly. I feel like the magic damage on Unique in general is pretty enough to bring him down, and Lina doesn't want to stay in the lane too much. You're going to rotate as you can. And you have some solid rotators to do this. Let's see how much Unique can push this, you know, because Lina's back on top with that ward despite her death. DP has not been able to match her, so as best she's evened out the lane. One of the strengths of the Lina, especially if you go for Boots of Travel, the ability to always recover, despite the fact that you're going to be cannon fodder to the clock.
I'm wondering if we should try and switch these lanes a bit, if it should be Desperate looking to go bottom for this age-old, timeless matchup of DK versus DP, where you can actually make use of this level 3 Spirit Siphon, because of course versus Lina, it's no surprise to see 3 charges ready to go at all times. There's Slayer, he should be able to avoid this kill. There's no points in the Rocket Flare, no hookshot. Level 3 on the support Clockwork Gears Slayer, just with the Arctic Burn able to fly over those cogs.
Radiant's middle tower
doing his best to try to take down this tower. Palantimos joins him. There's the exorcism top. So they're gonna trade towers. I don't think either team seems too interested in fighting. Okay. Fair rotations. I mean, in the case of Unique, they're recovering some farm on Lina. Okay, that TP is odd. Melas. They want to get a counter kill here. They have Rolling Thunder, but that. In fact, Unique could have gone for this.
Yeah, I think they're just doubting themselves because we don't have Elder Dragon Form, we don't have Chronosphere, but we do have a Javelin, so there's a decent amount of damage. Out comes the finger. It was a bait the whole time, but they couldn't quite connect as Palantimos does get off the time walk by the time Melis was already starting to roll on up. So he'll just roll himself back to the creep wave, continue farming. A good effort there, a good effort.
Yeah, maybe the idea was that since Melis was TPing in the trees, you have a choke point there for the Earth Spike, so most of the time you have enough time to give your Pango the ability to Rolling Thunder and kill something. What a creative idea, honestly. Taking advantage of a bad situation.
Unfortunately, it's going to be punished pretty heavily here, because Finger is your best source of doing damage early on through the Cold Embrace. Not only that, of course, it's got a horrendously long cooldown on level 1. Rightfully so, don't get me wrong, but it's got a horrendously long cooldown. So now it feels like we're a bit weak here on the side of PuckChamp for quite some time, at the very least until we get, you know, a level 6 for Astral. Because it's an early level 6 for Ducalis. They gave him a lot of XP, but we didn't really end up turning that into anything, unfortunately. So that's the biggest withdrawal I'm seeing here now for PuckChamp in these next couple of minutes.
That's true, but since you're... Yeah, okay, you're right. You didn't get too much out of it. The DK is actually having the same impact as a DP as well. And you've allowed FN to kind of recover into this game and now put the impact that you expect the leader to have. But I also feel like PuckChamp doesn't want to play too much around this timing just yet. You're playing on the TV, so as long as you're creating some sort of space for him, you're not too sad about it. If you can at least trade jungles here, you're still okay.
No, you're totally right. Because even if we have hookshot, what, you want to hookshot into this team fight right now? When this guy's got Chronosphere? Absolutely not. As they're at least going to throw an Earth Spike at him. Ghostic is not yet that close to the Blink Dagger, so needs another 1,200 gold. So there's some time before he can counter-initiate, but that is going to be a tower advantage here for Unique. That's Palantimos immediately looking to press the advantage. Going for that first side of Maelstrom, wanted to make sure he can scale a little bit and keep up with the TP.
I like the idea of the Maelstrom. Matching the TP's farm, also giving you some mixed damage against the TP with a high armor hero, and a bit more burst against the DP. Not bad. I think Unique is probably going to try to just play this slow if possible, honestly. Like, not slow to the point that TP is going to get free farm, but hunt the TP, go for smokes, but not force 5-on-5 engagements just yet. Instead, try to go for the pickups and take advantage of your Lina DK combo. A combo that's powerful and avoids having to deal with a Clockwork. Like, Astral's gonna catch Lina no matter where they go, yeah, so they're gonna go for smokes themselves. Both teams have to do similar things. One team wants to hunt down a TB, the other one wants to hunt down the Lina.
We shall see. Hopefully a better ending for one of these two than the hunt down the Freeman was. Currently Slayer, though, in a good position, protecting this mid lane. As Ghostic just kind of continuing to lane down bottom. Not really an ideal target. No one's showing down bottom either, as Bignum is just waiting and hiding in the trees. Good patience from the cores of Unique, who instead will abscond underneath the tier 2 tower to make sure they're not putting themselves in harm's way. Means that instead the squirrel is going to be the target. And a tough catch here, of course, is scurry away into the tree.
Desperate. She might be a ghost, but she can't go through the trees like the squirrel can. And so they're just going to have to let him go. Maybe take a tower as a result could be an option, but then you're allowing Unique to also counter-initiate you. Unique is also looking for those opportunities, right? A moment where PuckChamp feels a bit confident, they go for an objective and you punish it. You already have better map control, so you're already setting up yourself for those kills. And this also allows for Roshan control, as they're the C taking over the top part of the map, despite them being dire, because they just know they can. Dire jungle is easier to protect. And on top of that, it allows you for easier smokes, because your lanes tend to be pushed, at least 2 of 3. And it's harder to guess when the smokes are coming.
Absolutely, yeah. Plus, we have 2 great ways of counter-initiating. Everyone, of course, Wyvern, right? The team fight reset along with the Naga Siren. I would argue that, you know, for the most part, it's not used as a team fight reset, it's just used as a team fight control AoE ulti, unless you're playing Slasher's Wayface's Void. Chronosphere as well could be a nice team fight reset initiation. And having 2 of those on the team, even though there is a bit of counter synergy between the ultimates, as long as you communicate the spell usage there and are, you know, combining together, as Hookshot and Astral will miss down bottom, the team fights are looking real damn strong right now. Even if you do like damage in Chrono, we've got a couple of older ultis to follow up.
Is under attack.
Desperate's trying to... I like this push, by the way, because all of PuckChamp is staying behind Desperate, so they don't know where they are. They don't know how strong Desperate is, but overall it's a low committal push. You don't know where they are, therefore you can't initiate as appropriately, so you couldn't really count as an overextension, and Desperate can keep his distance.
Oh, smoke top. They want Palantimos because he's farming right underneath a ward. We'll see if they can find him. It'll be difficult. It will be rather difficult here, Avo.
Unique have not been able to stop the TB from farming at all, by the way. They haven't gone for a single... Like, I was saying they could play somewhat defensively, but there is a point where you should smoke... I mean, they see him. They put a ward in his triangle. They have really good vision. They haven't been able to catch up to him just yet.
Here they go, mid lane. Unfortunately, Palantimos is out in time, and Slayer, yeah, very eager to cast the Witcher's Curse on that rolling Pangolin. So we'll go ahead and leave the mid lane and try again a different thing. Astral, though, okay, he's going to eat the Blink Dagger. In the meantime, there is an LSA. They're finding the DP, the more important kill of the 2, broken and bursted down, popped by the Laguna Blade, as Astral is actually able to survive the onslaught of the DK. Just going to be then Desperate, taking a very costly death. Neek. Oh, I mean, do you look for a push? It feels like they can't really do Roche with this lineup this early.
No, for Unique, no, but I think it's fine, because you can always just put a bit of pressure onto the towers with the Dragon form. I think as long as you're taking over some part of the map, like, you've lost the control of your jungle now, which is normal at this point in the game, but it was ideal for Unique as they could control the top part of the map and put some aggressive wards in the triangle. That ward in the triangle, unfortunately, has not netted them too many kills or anything, really. I mean, it netted them vision, like knowledge of the TB, but you haven't been able to utilize it just yet. Maybe around the DK, Blink Dagger timing, they'll feel a bit more confident, and then we'll try to hunt them.
I like the sound of that. I also like how Melis is changing up the builds quite dramatically from Game 1 to Game 2, definitely recognizing a severe change in pace. I think by this time last game, we had maybe 12 to 18 kills, now just 7 in 15 minutes. So it's going to be no such Diffusal Blade here for the off-lane Pangolier, instead opting for the Vessel. Again, a bit of a rarer purchase these days, especially, I would argue, on an off-laner. But it definitely has its merits this game versus the Void, versus the Winter Wyvern, and of course, Hay.
He also disassembled the Vanguard, right? Which, I'm wondering what
that's what he... I think he's going to turn this into maybe a pipe, like you were suggesting earlier, with that Ring of Health.
I hope so.
And using the Vit booster for the urn. Just, you know, a little bit of God King quality in here. The item management.
I like the Vessel in this game, because again, the healing is important. You deal with the DK, I think it's solid. You deal with the Winter Wyvern like that. And I just really like the pipe. I think the pipe... I like the mech choice, by the way. Going for Aura Pango is definitely the right choice this game to make sure you're keeping strong. And then you go for the pipe as well to make sure he doesn't die immediately bursted down by Lina. But then you have to play your wind opportunity really well before the Void can outmatch the TP. However, with how honestly uncontested TP has been this whole game, it doesn't seem too difficult.
Okay, well, then maybe now we're going to get a little bit of a taster, a sample, if you will, of this tower as Krelot is joining the fun. His Clarity and on up, he's got all the skills ready to go. Level 2 Sunder, but most importantly, level 4 Conjure Image and Metamorphosis at the ready. They've got a ward behind the tower here. Playing bait in the mid lane. It's going to be done for a hookshot, though. It's going to miss absolutely everyone. Palantimos on the way. It's hexed up before we can get off the ultimate. But a nice, ooh, the Chrono's still going to come through. Despite their best efforts, but it's a defense one. Palantimos need to get back as they've stacked the curse on top of it. That means Malice is free to roll on through, punishing Seema the Slayer. We also hear the Metamorphosis onto the illusion just to heal a bit more onto a Clockwork, perhaps. The Ghost Tick will be ran down. That's wow. Just connecting onto it with the cycle. Whoa!
Yeah, that Void didn't have a chance. Krelot's like, my team's got this. I can keep farming. What a domination of this team fight. Unique. Once again, is similar to last game where I feel like they're just not doing enough in this game. And that's allowing PuckChamp to play their game. You had such good map control, and you weren't able to utilize it for much. And PuckChamp now has taken over, has taken back their map. I'm still questioning what that deep ward within the enemy jungle is, what that deep ward in the triangle is doing. Like, they haven't... Again, it's not a criticism to these wards, is that you haven't been able to utilize them too much, and that's allowed PuckChamp to pretty much come back, you could call it, into this game, secure a lot of farm at TP. Now, they're the ones that are riding the bull.
Scanning.
Ah, they are. I mean, they're going to be a bit on the back foot now without Exo, without Metamorphosis, a bit weaker, especially with still a level 1 finger securing the kill. So we are going to be a bit weak now for PuckChamp, but by the looks of things, so far Unique. The Dragon Form ready in a bit, no Chronosphere, having to use that. And unfortunately, that was a Curse and a Chrono, both on top of one another. Am I correct in that? I mean, because either way, Palantimos didn't have the damage in the Chronosphere is the be-all and end-all of that, kind of engagement. He does time walk in. I don't think he was expecting that many heroes behind his tower. But I believe they did Curse and Chrono. I could be mistaken in that sense, but Palantimos didn't even try and go for any kills, just immediately went up. Time walked away.
Yeah, I was watching. Yeah, I didn't watch the initiation. I was watching this other part of the map, so I can't. Got you. Sorry.
Gotcha. You were looking. You were looking at the Kobold Formants.
I was looking at the Formants. Well, I was seeing the smoke. Was like, oh, they're gonna initiate through here, and I was actually looking at the wards. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really frustrated. Yeah, I apologize. Regardless, I think that the initiation is solid for PuckChamp because once again, it's the. They just get to choose when to do it, right? So it's surprisingly unique regardless. Even if it wasn't a mistake, that doesn't matter as much. Slayer, there's a... Okay, they stopped the Rolling Thunder, but... Oh, never mind. They're actually going to get back. There's the Bushwhack. Nice Dark Array. They even used the Laguna. Everything for Pango. Melis has to die. I've decided so today. And those are one of the plays I actually spoke about the panel, right? Where Melis is far away from your team, and PuckChamp's like, we should help him, but Melis, why? Why are you that far ahead? It's so difficult to catch up to you.
Yeah, when you're outside of even in hookshot range, usually that's a little far for the rest of your team to try and follow up on, right? I mean, Astral's like, I could support you, but it's even going to take my Rocket Flare 20 seconds to find you. So that's the Rocket Flare using the vision. We did pop Elder Dragon Form for that again. A volley of ultis used does leave Unique a little bit on the back foot. We still have the looming threat of Chronosphere, which is at the ready. And we're going, by the way, for the pretty classic style of Faceless Void that we see. I want to say, at least in Eastern European, I can speak for, is the unkillable, lots of stats, but very low damage Faceless Void.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's just a traditional... Like, I think this Faceless Void is a bit closer to the I don't need Chrono to fight Faceless Void, right? The Glass Cannon Faceless Void that was so very popular before is not as great now because people have realized that Time Lock and the Shard alone make you so powerful even without Chrono. And it's just better to build it this way. It's slower and you don't get the guaranteed kill 100%, but it's more reliable coming into the late game and you become a real carry. The old Void was really, or at least when the Mask of Madness MKB was the build, Mask of Madness Maelstrom into like huge damage. That was just the I am Chrono Void. That's it. And once Chrono's off cooldown, or on cooldown, sorry, you don't know what to do, then you wait for it, and then... Oh, ever since the cooldown increase on Chrono, and the lack of Ags now, I feel like this is honestly the better
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, you know what? I think that's some sound logic there, Avo. I would agree with you. Again, I just think this team, I wouldn't say they've got damage issues. Your way in time, our Lion.
Okay.
Because that's not your biggest concern, right? You don't need him to be the be all end all. You know, Chronosphere is I'm gonna kill every single person inside of it. You got Lina with a good amount of damage. She can help you out here in the Chronosphere. Just would love you to hold them down for you.
Yep.
We've got DK, who I mean he's tanky, not a whole lot of damage, but Lina, we got Lina for the damage. So I get what you're putting down.
And to that point, by the way, with the inclusion of Aeon Discs, that kind of void can take down at some point in the game. That's they go for Melis, who's again far away from his team, and dead.
Thanks to smoke though.
Yeah, it's true, but it's always Melis in front. This is what he does. It's not a mistake. It's just this is how he plays. He plays really aggressively. He sometimes uncovers smokes. He sometimes finds solo heroes like this. But if you know he's going to do this, Unique can also take advantage of this idea by being able to hunt them down really easily. Melis is a valuable core to kill, so they're quite happy.
Radiant's top tower.
He is, but the kill onto him alone is not enough for Roche. They still need to, get rid of this tier 1 tower top lane. As Roche, I think, is looming on the back of their minds. Now with SNY here on Palantimos, with that then having a BKB going straight into the MKB after those. Now we've got a little bit more damage. We could potentially look for Roche, but we don't do it that quickly. And we got really, really great fighters around the Roshan pit, and of course Clockwork to constantly provide control around the Roche pit. So I think Unique, they make the call. It's a risky one for them. My goodness, this TB is quite literally free farming. SNY, Dragonlance, and now Eye of Scotty all finished up. Is PogChamp, we're going to smoke off the back of this.
If there's a chance to fight, it would be this one. It's your window opportunity. The Eye of Scotty is massive here. We'll see. Oh, in fact, into the Roshan pit. A scan. Pretty good choke point to fight against if you have the Rolling Thunder available, which you do, because Penguin Knight without using it. Hookshot. Hookshot immediately for the DK. Spirit Vessel on top of that. They save for the Golden Praise. In fact, they might lose a clock as a result. Astro. The Winter Skirts will save him for a second, but won't be able to kill him off right as it ends. However, Ghostic did die as a result. Slayer as well. Villa went to the Roshan pit just to hit a bit harder. They're trying to retreat. Actually, they found Desperate, who's forced to silence them. If they can take the Roshan off, that's not too bad. Ghostic, don't go back in. That was scary. There was no allies nearby. Unique, though. They can still fight this.
They can. Yeah, they can. Krelat was just like fortified in the Roche pit. FN though will throw a couple stuns his way. There's Reflection buyback out now from the Wyvern. PogChamp still with now just 1/4 left in the duration. Market continuing to fight. We have a Chronosphere. Out it comes now. Up from Palantimos. Can we get the damage in time? They're going to actually look for Roshan instead as Palantimos will be able to pick up the Aegis. The Thunder immediately though. He's not going to lose it actually. The Cold Embrace in time. We don't have enough magic damage, but surely he dies immediately after, and indeed he does. We've also lost, well, no one else actually. Now the stun onto Desperate. Krelat though in a bit of a bad spot. No longer having shot more to slow to a crawl by the time dilation. The hookshot trying to hold down that bend. Cold Embrace saves them again. As Ducalis throws himself in the lines in the meat grinder. Astro still alive. Finally will be taken down by the Laguna Blade of that Ben. Benless wants to go. Okay. I thought he was going back in with the Rolling Thunder. He's just rolling away. It's all good to go. We lost 2 supports. There was a buyback on one of the supports from Unique, and they nullify the Aegis immediately. Help me make sense of this fight, Abba. What did we just witness?
I mean, what we witnessed there is Ducalis is going to regret this team fight infinitely, because towards the end, he actually had the Lina kill with a Finger of Death. They chose not to use it, because he thought, oh, Lina's dead anyway, despite the Cold Embrace, and that allowed Lina to survive there. He actually canceled his first Finger, then got canceled by Time Lock, because I think he was probably thinking, I can just use it a bit later if I see the Cold Embrace saves her, right? Being extremely greedy. But the reality was, Void's coming for you with Time Lock, you're not going to be able to use it in time. So that felt bad by Ducalis. I'm sure he feels bad about that small cancel there. Almost got the kill on Lina. That was an impressive hook shot. I feel like the team fight was decent by PogChamp in the early starts of it. They forced the enemy team back, but Unique regrouped. They went to the high ground. They wasted PogChamp's resources. Exorcism was down. The Rolling Thunder wasn't available as the latter part of the fight, and then you realize, all right, now we can fight. And they did a good job of it. That was the kind of patient fights I like Unique for, and the style that they do best. That's why I said PogChamp can't quite create chaos with this team or with this lineup.
Okay, Rocket Flare though will at least scout out FN. Slayer's got a ward behind the tower, which is going to scout Ducalis. That's the Blink freshly delivered, so there will be no surprise elements on this Blink Dagger. We'll see how Unique are going to look to try and counterplay that. 2-man silence, but Ducalis on the Blink on in. That'll catch Palantimos regardless of anything you about it. TPs as well coming from behind. There's going to be the meta active, so is incoming as the Winter's Curse is going to be good to hold on the DP, but not for very long. We've already dispatched a Palantimos though. everyone else needing to get the heck out of Dodge as this team fight has just fallen apart.
Not the best initiation there by, or not the best positioning maybe by Unique. Right after getting that great team fight, you completely lost your potential to team fight, and then you go farm into I mean, I would say that's your safest lane, but you went a bit too far. PuckChamp takes the opportunity to cancel you. They can take advantage of the fact that those ultimates were on cooldown in that fight that they lost, so now they're obviously off cooldown and ready to go.
Dire's middle tower is under
Haphazard
attack.
move there by Unique. Not well thought out, but it's okay.
Yeah, we also scouted the Blink Dagger. Do we have any force stats for our Faces Void or anyone? No, we don't. It's just Cold Embrace. Again, we've got ways of dealing with that. I'm really surprised Valentimos put himself in that aggressive a position, knowing full well there was a Blink Dagger, so an insta-hex with a stun to follow suit. That ended up really putting him in that spot.
Yeah, Valentimo sometimes, like last game with Luna, same, right? There seems to be a moment where it's like, I'm doing nothing, I gotta do something, I gotta take advantage of this advantage that we just got, and that leads to these kind of plays where, yeah, it's a mistake. It's a thoughtless play which ends up being punished. I don't think it's the biggest deal. I think PuckChamp still lost the fight, but you know. It's definitely things that need to be ironed out. Astral, he does have the hookshot ready, by the way. They start with Dragon Tail, push hook immediately. Okay, they get rid of the Clockwork. However, the Lotus Orb hurt FN a bit. Without Clockwork, they couldn't quite punish him. Let's go Melis with Rolling Thunder. A bit of a Hail Mary Rolling Thunder here, attempting to find Ghost Stick, and they're not going to find anyone.
Is under attack.
Yeah, they don't really want to fight right now. Meta on cooldown for 30 more seconds. We just finished up BKB now for Krelot. So we no longer really have to worry too much about this lead. If you can get this BKB off, big if, of course, because we have the Chronosphere could definitely ruin that for you if you're caught off guard. Or if just DK is faster than you, to be honest, with that blink stun being pretty much instant. Looking to try and secure his blink stuns. Speaking of which, as he finishes off his own BKB, still a bit behind in terms of his farm, although not by much. Melis only leading him by 800, and that difference has amounted to the Lotus Orb on top of the vessel.
Yeah, the Lotus Orb has been really useful to deal with Alina to a degree, so I like it.
Dire's top tower is under
going
attack.
down to the bottom lane, trying to take a tier 2.
Bottom tower is under attack.
This time it seems like you are capable of fighting, so we're just gonna bait out the DK. Melis will be taking that bait for now. As wait the rest of PuckChamp coming in from behind. There's the Cabrera. But they hex the Winter Wyvern. There's no Winter's Curse to counter initiate it. Try to kill Ghostic quickly. In fact, Ghostic will fall immediately to Krilla. As they go for the Void Finger, they save him with a Golden Brave, but for how long? Valentimo, he has to get away, not enough time. Quip Swarm will be the last bit of damage that brings him to the grave. FN is trying to run away. The Life Strike Array not going to stun us, so just an illusion. And with the Yule Scepter, they'll be able to cause him to death, actually. Unique. That was a team fight in the wrong position due to a wonderful smoke by PuckChamp. Flanked him in the right spot. And even taking advantage of all the wards Unique laid down. They were not expecting that. They revealed themselves immediately, and they thought they were safe due to the warding spots there.
That was really rough. I mean, that time, that was the flank that Krelot was looking to make last time when he TP'd to the outpost. Unfortunately, maybe fortunately for him, his presence wasn't necessarily, demanded because the team had enough damage about him. This time, oh man, he laid down the hurt. Lina just not ready for him. DK gets eaten alive, and Palantimos is basically solo killed by the DP, who gets chronoed, but then immediately there's no follow-up into the Chronosphere. The Void, again, doesn't have the damage quite yet. He didn't build that way. As Big is getting bodied. The counter images. Tier 3 tower in the mid lane has already fallen, as the rest of PuckChamp now spraying to work here in the mid set of barracks.
The Rage Rax. As PuckChamp retreats, there's no need for them to go any further, or the melee racks rather, there's no need for them to go any further. Unique will have to think of a way to come back into this game. They need to force a 5-on-5 that benefits them. And this is where the core-to-core starts sniffing Blade when you have the 7k lead over the Void. What do you do as Void? Nothing. Really. You need to fight.
It's hard. It's hard. Like, I would say, okay, Unique, we have a chance now. We have all of our ultis, we can get a good curse off, get a Chronosphere, allow FN. Oh, we don't have Chronosphere. Because we used it in the last fight, right? Like, there's so many scenarios where this could work, but guess what? You're going to have Chronosphere and TB. He's not only going to have BKB, he's probably going to have Metamorphosis. He might just have a full Satanic ready to go by then as well.
To call us Bit of initiator on the squirrel, but thinking twice about it. It's tough to fight against Skrilla where you don't have enough space to farm this game. You weren't able to press your advantage too much early, and it feels like now, yeah, Lina isn't really a space creator, but more of a leak here, where she's an easy kill. She has to get farm and she's bringing a lot of damage to the team fights, but because she has to take away the Void's farm, you're losing on the other two cores. In fact, DK is pretty much a support at this point. Hoodwink is taking over his role as well, which is not great to feel for Unique in general. And if Void doesn't get enough farm, this build that he went for becomes a bit useless, because it's more value if you have enough items overall. It's more flexible, but it's less value per item in general.
You're totally right. I will say, though, like, speaking of this Hoodwink, I think the fact that they are still consistently able to get these pickoffs, I hesitate to call them pickoffs because mostly it's like Astral and Melis just kind of being a little bit too out of position. But the fact that you can punish this so severely by the Laguna and Sharpshooter is proving to be really effective. That might just be what crawls them back into this game. Not crawls. That implies the game is in a much worse scenario for them. That's not exactly true. Although the Satanic that Krila just finished up is certainly not going to make it any easier, as he's now clocking in at 3,600 HP.
With the spell,
he still has us under. Yeah.
That's tough. I don't know how you get through him in one single chrono. Well, maybe with Lina MKB, if she can avoid the clockwork somehow, right? Just avoid the clockwork. Easy, right? But that's the only win condition you have. Lina needs to be able to hit, and PogChamp is just going to try to find the Lina, destroy that source of damage. Melis walking in.
Melis!
Oh, can't just know what just yet. We did hear a hookshot though on the backlines. And who was that for? That was Ghostic. FN joining in, and she actually destroys her arch nemesis. But Slayer, that is a result. Lots of Winter's Curse is still deployed. They stunned it for long enough on Timos. Cannot last the onslaught from Krila. As FN is BKB TPing, but in front of the Roshan, leading them to the objective that the PogChamp will gladly take.
Oh no. They lost Wyvern. They needed Curson to fight Avo. As soon as they lose the Winter Wyvern, I mean, first of all, shout out to Ducalis, not wasting a single second this time around. He sees someone in Cold Embrace, he zaps him immediately with the Finger of Death. Absolutely the play he needs to make 100% of the time, and especially into the late game. But not having Winter's Curse to give a glimmer of hope to Unique to try and counter-initiate there meant that Palantimos was just left out to dry. He's tanky, he's got Aya Scotty, but he doesn't have BKB, which means that these hexes, these Earth Spikes, all these casual stuns that they just have are just so brutal for him, especially when there's so much damage just being rained onto him. Like Krila, who's still using the last couple of seconds of Metamorphosis to get a little bit of dour damage in. It'll force the flip. With Aegis now in hand, Shard, of course, given to Melis. He's got roll up now, and Cheese on Desperate is now quite the uphill battle here for Team Unique.
Okay. Unique still has a solid team fight though, so if they can execute this, like I said, maybe they can start cutting lanes with the Void a bit more with Palantimos. Perhaps he should consider going for a Shard so he has more mobility and is able to cut lanes more effectively, fight farm, while you leave FN to have the safest farm possible. Maybe Clockwork disconnects. That's another option. I don't know, dude. I'm trying to give him chances, but it's just this Lina doesn't seem like he can do much this game. I think PogChamp was right to underestimate her. Look, Astral's not even getting with Ghostic. He doesn't care. He knows he's strong. Even went for an ag for double hookshot just in case.
But it feels like they didn't underestimate the Lina. It feels like they properly estimated that the Lina was going to have little impact, right? I hate to be like nitpicky over your words.
Oh, you're right.
You know, it's not like I think PogChamp very deliberately kind of had this in mind with the last pick, and it's showing. It really is showing. Lina, she has damage. She has MKB. She has Crystallis. I guarantee you, if we look at her damage numbers right now, it's not going to be as impressive as it is even for Palantimos, who's going to have more damage than her, I'd imagine, at the stage, as Wyvern is going to be stopped from TPing away. Has to blink in a couple more seconds. We have Finger of Death. Oh, hook shot. Out from Mash, the perfectly predicting her, pushing her further into the trees. Overclock is going to miss. But Ducalis is here. Yo, what is going on? Desperate. What? What's going on?
In the middle lane. Unique saw his opportunity. Kill off
Desperate,
but Melis, he wants to fight this further. Too much.
Why did Desperate buy back?
Because he thought he could go back in and they were going to stay and fight Melis. Probably that was the call made by Melis. Melis said, hey, if these guys stay, we kill. That's what I'm assuming. You use Chrono, dude. You still have Exo. In fact, you can push pretty hard right now. If they go and try to fight you, I mean, mean, he dies here, that's done. But I think they have to toss in Krillin to help him out. Desperate still with exorcism. The silence only hitting the squirrel, and they have no stuns to bring anyone down just yet.
Astral and Melis were kind of having a bit of like a cookout in the woods. They were both trapped down bottom for quite some time. Which is why I was so surprised that Desperate was pushing as far as he was down middle. Yeah. I mean, sure, Chronosphere, absolutely, but...
Dire's middle barracks.
Stun. Dab. Damage actually on Lina with Sharpshooter. Krillin. Winter's Curse there to make sure he can't stun her. He killed as well. Desperate does have the silence, the hook shot. They're gonna go for the DK as well, but the Golden Brace will save him. Machine was on top of it, reduce the healing a bit. Ghostic. How is he gonna get away? He's still so slow, but actually is equally as slow. So they don't run after him. Instead, they deal with the towers that can't run away from Krillin's damage.
Yeah. They did force BKBs though, that's pretty big. Montimos with Chrono in a minute. There's no Winter's Curse for another minute as well. Exo still has a little left of it, as does the Metamorphosis, but they will be forced off of the high ground. Unfortunately, they're not able to find anyone with a Bushwhack. Good first though, but unfortunately it's not going to save their bottom lane of barracks. Now only one lane of barracks and a measly tier 3 tower with only 250 HP stands between PuckChamp and the Mega Creeps. A minute left on this Aegis for Krillin. We'll be looking forward to seeing where he brings that next. A bit of a precarious situation for PuckChamp, though. I would say this next 30 minutes to 30 minutes, the next 30 seconds to 90 seconds is going to be a bit spicy for them. Is it? Oh, they found the hoodwink, though. But can they keep this in time? Oh, go stick down to the low ground. Couldn't quite close the gap that then with the LSA. She's nicking Krillin with the stun. Oh, like a counter initiation. Astral's here. Hookshot number 1 and the Sunder through the finger. Dead. Signed on the dotted line there is going to be Lina. Killed off. A nice quick turn of events there. Golden Brace not doing a damn thing. We've got Chronosphere in 3 more seconds. We might just have to use it to counter initiate, but that's going to be a great Winter's Curse. Not a whole lot of damage being dealt though, and Victim's going to be killed off by the right click of Ducala. See with the Slayer still barely alive as Melis now rolling around in the fight, looking to try and secure the kill. FN is fought back, looking for damage onto Desperate, and finds him with the stun, and will get the kill. That's a dive back onto Desperate as Ghostic try to use the rest of the BKB to TP away, but the Cogs are going to catch him, and down he goes. He's got buyback as well. But PuckChamp running it right back down mid. Their Aegis is about to be reclaimed here within a second. There it goes.
Krillin. Still the Sunder available to him and meta soon. The guy seems strong enough right now. He's here to force some buybacks, and if not, he's going to take your racks. There we go.
We have Chrono out of.
Hey, Big Num. We do hit him with a Bushwhack.
Here it comes. All 5 buybacks are out. That's what PuckChamp wanted.
Exactly. There's no need to stay there any longer. Keep May sending illusions to keep him busy and stuff. Wait for the next Roshan. Melis acting as a ward for a second. God, Thomas Relic, huge for him, actually. We even have Hurricane Pike now, just in case. Next time it doesn't go as well, and they don't go concert the DP. It took him so long to be able to murder Desperate. And by then, Krillin had already done enough damage. They were pretty solid with that lineup.
So at least finding Desperate gives you a glimmer of hope, but down 25k versus a TB, that glimmer may just very well be the prismatic shard that Krillin's got equipped coming to kill you. Frank Glimmer here. He's turning into episode, what is it, 7, episode 8 TB from the Dota 2 anime. That man, he is strong. He's here to kill not only you, your hero, but also your god.
But there's no... Oh, yeah, it's a DK to stop him, though. So, we're good, right?
True. Yeah, Davian, you got this.
Davian, you got this. I mean... Oh, but you know, in the anime, he wasn't playing off lane. That's the problem.
It's true, he was a jungler.
DK. Yeah, it seems like it. Melis in the target. Oh, Krillin.
He breaks the smoke?
No
they have no idea.
They're Hex, DK. They have Rolling Thunder. They don't want to fight with that Desperate. I cannot believe Krillin just broke the smoke like that. He was literally taking a stroll through the park like loo. I hope I don't find any heroes here with dust. That would be awful, but luckily Unique had nothing to see it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Pantimos doesn't do this, right? There's no scenario do you do this. But could you imagine if that's Envy? Envy's on that Chrono, and you know why, ladies and gentlemen? That's because Chrono gives true sight inside.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Envy would totally do that. Rolling to initiate, they missed the hook shot. They do find the squirrel, though. Oh, bump on the Pango. Her spike. So they want to kill, and commit for this? They do. Okay, there's the dead squirrel, even with the cold embrace. Ghost has been slowed down. That BKB's not going to help him. So much range on Greenland. Ghost, they can't get away. Winter Skirt's not going to save his life. The Shield Crash pisses him off. Valentino is forced to the Chrono. But the hook doesn't go forever. At least the hook shot does get him into the Chrono. That's not going to help him at all. Valentino's not going to die to the finger of death, but close to it. He has to retreat. The GG is called. Unique is done for. They don't want to play any longer. It's going to be a 2-0 in favor of PUBG.
Well played to PUBG. My goodness, what an ending for them here as well. Managing to keep